Hey, what's up, Our Squad? YouTube is Charles down again, y'all. This is that Go Hard or Go Home channel. All right, tonight, y'all. Like I said, I'm gonna talk about it's rich simps that are destroying the image of manhood these days. Okay, uh, we're gonna talk about a few of them today: Andrew Tate, Kevin Samuels, Ryan Gaines. A few of those people that I feel like is you know in that group, and I'm gonna explain why in a few minutes here. We're also gonna talk about a trend that seems to be going on because you got this divorce thing going on with a couple of people that we're going to talk about today, like Dwight Howard and Tyreek Hill. Hold on 1 second. So we're going to be discussing something today about pretty much if you want this woman to stay, what you should probably not do. Okay, that's going to be the second subject. All right, we go ahead and get to the first one because y'all know I don't waste a whole lot of time. Y'all make sure if y'all like the content, y'all get like, subscribe, share it, join the journey, and drop the comments and let us know what you're thinking along the way. All right. So first off, I'm saying that rich simps are destroying the image of manhood. Okay, and a lot of people will be like, "Well, why do you think that these guys are rich simps?" I'm gonna explain this person by person and let y'all know what's going on. So I'm gonna start with the old Godfather. Okay, you know now people might not think that the Godfather was a simping type because how he kind of talked to women. I mean, like he let them know what was going on, nothing like that. But the Godfather was really more of a. I mean, like he let women know what was going on, but because of his lifestyle, the kind of way that he handled with women, like he had this 1099 girlfriend thing, and that's really what makes him, you know what I'm saying, like a rich simp. All right, guys, you shouldn't get to a certain amount of money and have to be having what they call a 1099 girlfriend or be paying somebody to be a girl. It shouldn't work that way. You shouldn't let it be that way. We're gonna talk about that a little bit more in the end of this because, like I said, we're gonna go with some of these divorces and some of these things are like ridiculous. So you got to be smart about some of what you're doing there. Okay, Godfather was a good guy. Not saying you didn't say nothing wrong. I am saying this though: when you're dealing with women, guys, you got to be careful to who you kind of point to as your leader because that's how women started kind of seeing that. The guys looking at Kevin Samuels like a leader, and the leader, if the leader has a 1099 girlfriend, then they assume that's what everybody else does, and guys are gonna have to start understanding this. Kind of, it just works like that. I ain't saying it's a good thing. I am saying it's a thing. Okay, what did Kevin Samuels really accomplished for guys? Not really a lot. But this is what happened with Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels came out and he said a lot of good stuff, and he told things like it was with women. But what made him be a simp was his 1099 girlfriend thing. That can't happen, guys. You can't become a certain a level of guy and you're paying women to be with you. It just doesn't work that way. All right. Now can somebody say something to you or about you because you got a little money? Most people are not gonna do that because this is America. But you gotta understand that this is what was happening. All right. It's a lot deeper than what a lot of guys are thinking. Or a lot of guys even put thought to. All right. Women saw this guy getting a lot of attention from men, and that men was saying he was right, but he lives this lifestyle. So this is what women think the guys that are. You gotta understand this, guys. A lot of guys come here asking about game and all the other stuff. Sometimes it ain't game. You got to understand how women think about things, and people like that, it's kind of hurting you more than it was helping you. What he did get was this right here, a little. It was kind of a spinoff. This lady, Kendra G, who used to be one to talk about guys in the bad way, women took this guy's talking points and went on to become big. Okay, that's she really got more out of it than what guys did, and this lady right here. Okay, because y'all know how she got big, going off of Kevin Samuels' talking points. It really his talking points really resonated more with men than it did with women, and that's why these women were able to do that. That's why they were able to take his stuff and go ahead and become rich because they're going to get a bunch of guy supporters real quick. So, did it really help guys? I would really say that it helped women more. All right. We're going to run over to Andrew Tate here. We're going to talk about the Tate man for a minute, guys. And when I talk about these guys, I'm not saying anything bad about them. What I am saying is, though, that while they're saying one thing, what they got going on is something else. Okay. Like with Kevin Samuels, it's an unpaying women thing. It's not like you the rich guy that the women just want. You're the rich guy that's paying the women. Nobody wants to be that for real. And I don't think a lot of guys paid attention to that. Okay. Andrew Tate. Hey, guy's a millionaire, this and that, blah, blah, blah. He talks about himself a lot. Sometimes he get on there and do a 15, 20-minute jerk off section. Just beating his meat, spanking his monkey. Right there on the doggone camera pretty much because he's talking about how he lives his life and things like that. But the thing of it is that most men are not going to live like that. Even someone that try hard probably not going to live like that. So you want to tell me that this man don't deserve respect? And are you not buying respect from women because you sit there and you say that you buy everything, you pay for everything? You know, he's one of these guys too. But you'll tell another person not to simp. But that's what that is. Especially if you starting out in the beginning, because that's what y'all feeding the people. This guy feeds them, he feeds that. And when we get to mind gains, he feeds that. Right at the end, in the beginning, I'm gonna take care of everything. You're gonna be all right. They both say it. So I mean, you can't say don't simp when you is leading with I'm gonna take care of everything. Everything's gonna be all right. You're gonna be with me. Because you really what you're doing is saying you're gonna be with me because I'm rich. That's really what you're doing. You're leading with your wallet. A lot of guys don't want to have this conversation because of the people they're talking about. When you're talking about them, they don't want to hear it. But it is what it is, guys. This is the truth. And there's one part of it that guys not looking at. When them not looking at it, it's kind of stabbing them in the back. Andrew Tate, for all of the stuff that he says, you know, you got money to outrun the law when when they came to come get you. Matter of fact, your money wasn't enough for them not to come get you. But knowing that these laws and stuff need to be so-called changed, you don't see none of these guys that I'm talking about right now, that I'm gonna talk about today, putting together no money to do it or file any kind of legal thing. All they do is talk about it because they kind of like the divorce lawyer. As long as there's pain, I can make money off of that. And it is what it is on that one. I mean, it's the truth. But I think what guys got to understand is that's what's happening. Let's get over here and talk about the old mind games for a little bit. Then we're gonna move on to these divorce things and talk about these divorces with these basketball, football players and stuff. But look, this guy showed y'all a lot himself. Okay, I kind of predicted what was going to happen with something with this dude. Was in some of my videos before I was telling y'all he's gonna get a woman out in the open because he had become a millionaire, and it wasn't gonna last, and it didn't. You know, that's the thing. For all these guys that talk about this money, 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 money thing, when they get with women, it don't last, or it's 1099 and they paying. And ain't nobody trying to be that. What we offering on this channel is a solution to that. There ain't nobody trying to get there. All right, ain't no sense in having the money and then you gotta pay to be with girls. You can do that now. You really can. You'll just be broke and you're gonna be broke then. So it's really on that level of pay now, pay later thing. You can pay to be with women now. Why wait till you get rich? That don't make no sense. Which we're about to go over with this thing with these divorces right here. We better get into this. I'm gonna talk about this guy a little bit longer right here. Look, guys, this Joker got the first thing he did. He got rich. He got a girlfriend, and then his chick still left. So that's showing y'all right there that the money ain't doing it. All three of the guys I've talked about have talked about money, money, money all the times I've watched them. And you got one that was paying for it, and two more that really pay for it because they telling them you're gonna be good with me. You shouldn't have to open your conversation with that. But what it's telling me, especially with the mind games guy here, is that these guys don't have no talk and no charisma. Somebody don't want to be around you just for the sake of being around you. And it don't make no sense, guys. On my Alpha Squad, I'm talking to y'all right here. Shot to the dome. Here it comes. It don't make no sense to get all that money and then you got to pay somebody to be around you. I would effectively say you done lost your life. Homie right here on the screen did it. Did got all that money and the girl that. But I saw the little video where he was saying like, well, she wanted a family. I can't do that right now. Look, this woman was going to leave this man anyway. Women don't. First off, she went into a situation of sharing or having to do pretty much take you. I'm gonna take care of everything because that's what he says he does. She was in that, and most women don't leave that. That's showing me that the personality and stuff wasn't there. I couldn't do the baby right now. If she couldn't understand that, she was there for that cash. She was gonna leave anyway. She was gonna leave. And the smartest thing he could do probably was to not have that baby, because when she left, she's gonna leave with some of that money, which we about to get into in a few minutes here with this other junk. So I ain't saying that the people is bad or whatever, but they're living their lives out in front of everybody, and you can see what's going on. But the more you look at these guys, the more you know they can't be the face of manhood, especially not this mind games guy. This guy couldn't hold on to somebody who didn't have nothing. When you got millions, baby gonna wait about a year and have this baby. You couldn't say that. You talking about what you gotta do right now? See, nah. I you know, I heard what he said, but I think she was just out. And maybe he wasn't putting out the money like she wanted. But she was gonna leave. She was gonna leave anyway. She had no reason to leave. If he was treating her good, if she was getting everything she wanted, she had no reason to leave. She was gonna leave anyway. A guy like this and the way he's talking probably should get to buy anything she want and do anything she want within reason. So I want to leave that. Nah, I'm telling y'all, man. If any of y'all know anything about women, with the thing that was going on, this guy, he was telling a big ass farce about what's going on. Cause hell no, women don't usually walk away from "I'm good." They don't usually do that. Your personality gotta suck, but we all know this about this dude anyway. So if y'all been watching this long, y'all make sure y'all get like, subscribe, share it. You know what I'm saying? Share this junk. You know what I'm saying? Help the brother out. I don't ask for donations and stuff on this channel like that, but my donations is the likes and the shares. Thank you very much in advance. So look, we're finna roll on. We're gonna talk about this last few things, man, because we're gonna get out of here. If ain't none of y'all got nothing to say that's watching, y'all drop the comments, let me know what y'all think, and I'll address them and stuff like that. But we're gonna talk about if you wanted to stay, you don't do this. Which I'm gonna go ahead and start it with this guy because I'm gonna get into the divorce things, but I'm gonna go ahead and start with Myron Gaines. If you want these chicks to stay, telling them that they're gonna be good when they first get there is probably not the best thing to do. Because that person's not coming because of you. I could guarantee you without even knowing this guy, without knowing this woman, she didn't come there because of him. Because she left. If women went to something because of the person, they don't usually leave it. That's why guys can't understand sometimes women in relationships with a guy and it's like, man, this dude ain't got nothing. He's another, but it's something about this guy. It's a personality thing. It's a soul connection. That's what it is. And sometimes guys gotta start paying attention to that. They don't talk about that on this jump right here. But I am. I just started today. So you heard it here first. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be paying attention to them doggone soul connections. Because if you don't see them, you ain't gonna know. You ain't gonna know what move to make. But this guy right here can't make no soul connection with this chick. For all the money, she still left. In the next two situations, it's gonna be for all the money, but she still left. And one of the end lessons for the day, guys, is that for all the money, she still left. All right, y'all. Shot to the dome. But let's talk about this real quick, right, guys? All right, quick like, real quick like. Get over here and add this. Hold on a second here. Let me move this guy. And okay. We're still working on this thing, guys. So we got the Tyreek Hill divorce battle. Now, if y'all y'all probably know who Tyreek Hill is. I think he plays for like the Jaguars. I could be wrong. Y'all let me know in the comments. Uh, However, they done finalized. He just finalized the divorce after 17 months of marriage. Okay. Now, this woman came up real 17 months of marriage. I'm like, ugh, that's a year and what 5 months. I mean, like, yeah. But this what she got: a lump sum payout of $500,000. Then she gets monthly support, 20 to 50,000 per month. You know, legal fees are 457,000. She got that. They'll pay off the lawyers and the car allowance of $100,000 and exclusive use of the Miami mansion. And he got to cover the mortgage, utilities, and the insurance stuff. Okay. All right. Now they also go on to say it's important to note that the court denied her request to keep his 200,000 Bentley SUV and restricted her access to his debit cards. But I mean, like, yeah. So you got to kind of look at that, guys. I mean, like the writing's on the wall here with this thing. That's what I'm saying. If you don't, hey, if you wanted to stay, you might not want to be telling her everything gonna be good. because she probably gonna leave. Everything gonna be good. If you ain't got a personality for it, I would not recommend that. I would not, because especially once you get into a marriage, as you can see, the guy right here was just married for 17 months and got trashed. Okay, so I mean, you gotta look at that kind of stuff. All right, now y'all see old Dwight Howard here. Okay, Amber Rose Howard. I didn't recognize that name at first when I read it, but that's Amber Rose. Okay, so he got married to Amber Rose. Married there for 6 months. Amy Luciano was married in January 11, 2025. Relationship made public in December 2024. Let's see here. The marriage lasted less than 6 months, with Amber filing for divorce. There we go. There we go, guys. In the divorce filing, Amber stated that the marriage was irretrievably, irretrievably, good God, broken, and indicated there were no prospects for reconciliation. She wants alimony, requested all marital assets and property be divided equitably between them. So after 6 months, she still wants to divide everything pretty much equally between them. So guys, listen, if you want them to stay, come and flashing your money probably ain't the best thing to do. It's kind of the reason why I decided to talk about the first three guys before I started talking about this other stuff. All right. Because in these situations, everybody's flashing money. But nobody's keeping these chicks. And then some of them is paying them too. And I just don't think that most guys, I mean, y'all drop the comments, let me know, want to get to a level of having certain amounts of money and have to pay women to be around them. Well, you know what? Here's my thing right here with me. Why should I pay a woman to be around me when I didn't have to do it when I was broke? Hmm? Because that's how we do it over here in Alpha Squad, y'all. If we didn't have to pay no chick when we was broke, we weren't paying you when we was rich. A man that starts paying a woman to be around done lost something inside of himself, y'all. No self love, no self respect, none left, nothing. And that man is a ghost, a shell of himself. Now I ain't saying bachelor parties and stuff like that. I gets down. I understand, but regular everyday life, if you're not interested enough for a woman to be with you, what you're gonna get is what these guys are getting. All of them. You're gonna get what my games got. They'll be with you. If you have a little bit of money, they're gonna leave. They're gonna leave. They're the football player, the basketball player. Give these women, the women got less than them. They're gonna be with you because you got a little bit of money. But if they don't like you, they're gonna leave. So if you wanted to stay, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't go in there flashing your money. You gotta see if she gonna be there because that's what she want to do. And then when you find that out, if you want to flash your money around a little bit, you can, but you need to know that first, or she at least need to make it look like it. You know what I'm saying? Because she could be fucking lying. But you know what I'm saying? It's a risk you got to take. But paying chicks, having money, so women to be around you. I talked about the first three guys. You're seeing the result of that. You either turn into a joker that's gonna pay him, like God bless his soul, the Godfather. I didn't say the man. I'm not, and look, why are we trying to tell people, man? Because people be like, you can't talk. Look, man, there's nothing wrong with saying the guy said some good stuff. I don't do that. I'm not saying he didn't say no good stuff. What I'm saying is that your lifestyle showed a certain type of being of a man that I know that women see. And when I talk to my little group, I want them to understand that who you point to as your leader, women see that person. And what they do, that's what you do. And matter of factly, you do the same thing. If a chick hanging out in a group, and you know one of them, you know the chick that's kind of the head of the group is a thought, you finna assume that all them chicks is thoughts. You gonna assume that, and you gonna treat them likewise. Birds of a feather flock together. So you can't say that what they thinking is the wrong thing because you would do it too. It's just like they got that Shira 7 chick. Y'all know the sprinkle sprinkle lady. Sprinkle sprinkle. Y'all know about that. Look, you already know that any woman that listen to her is probably crazy. And you can see that she resents her husband. She makes it very clear in her videos that he all about it's just about him paying the bills and all the other good junk. You know, so you know that anybody that listens to that, you already know what they about. So they're not wrong to see this in this way. They don't know that most guys probably rejected that 1099 girlfriend thing. They just liked Kevin Samuels because it's like me. I liked him. He was a good dude. You talk about this and that. Yeah, you right about this and that. You doing this and all that. You know, and it's a little entertainment and stuff like that too. I don't do a whole lot of entertainment. That's why I ain't that big, I guess. But the thing of it is, you know, but women don't know that I reject his certain lifestyle. They don't know that when they're talking to me. If I talk to them about him, they're gonna think I'm on the same shit. It kind of really works that simple. Not to mention the fact that these guys get on the doggone internet and jerk themselves off on this bitch. I mean, like you know what I'm saying, like Andrew Tate kind of bad at it. That matter of factly, I ain't putting him up here, but that Anton Daniels guy, he's pretty bad at it too. You know, you don't have to put your accomplishments to other people to try to motivate them towards success. You know, you don't have to be saying be like me because I want you to be like you. Now I might tell you with a, hey, I tried this, I'm doing this. You might do it, you might try something, you might see, you might do it your own way. But tell somebody to be like you, no. 'Cause everybody got to be them. So guys, I'm just saying, I'm getting ready to close this out here in a little bit. But you got these rich guys. who use this social media junk and they usually get money and stuff like that, but they don't think about the long term damage that they kind of doing with some of this. Um, like I tell you all the time, the Mansfield Red Pill thing, it ain't going nowhere. No matter how big of a movement they think they are, I got a homeboy that argues me down all the time. And the matter of fact, that y'all probably seen me in a couple of shows, and he be saying some extreme stuff sometimes because those people talk out loud, but they don't hear themselves. I had a couple of guys come on these shows. There's probably gonna be more in the coming years that keep doing this show. They'll be saying some crazy junk, and it's like, really, and you can agree with the base idea of it because it's rooted in something that's kind of good and logical, but then it turns to something else, and that's what's happening with the guys that I was just talking about with y'all. But their lives all gonna show it. Like I said, the Mind Games guy was the best one. Because I mean, like, he done did this in front of y'all. Got the money, got the cars, got it all. And your broad still left you. And with all those divorces, because if you wanted to stay, I'm telling you, you better not do that, guys. You better not go lead into doggone money because if she there for the money, she ain't staying. Look at it this way. You go to your job for the money. And the minute your boss say that he can't pay you finna be out of that motherfucker, ain't you? Yeah. So it is. Mm-hmm. So if you're going into it in any kind of way where it's gonna sound or look or feel or even be an act of like you paying to be there, you already messed up. Cause the minute that can't happen, you're out of there. I gave the divorce things tonight, showing that. They're out of there. Money out their ass. Money everywhere. They're out of there. Especially if they can grab something on the way out the door. Really, when I say don't do this, you might better not marry it. It almost kind of look like that. I'm joking about it, but it's like it's almost looking like that. If you wanted to stay, you might better not do that because shit, if she can get some cash on the way out the door, she might decide to do that. We seen two of those tonight, and we got the thing when we talked about old Myron Gaines. Now he was actually kind of smart because he didn't have no baby with that girl, but she was gonna leave anyway. That girl was gonna leave. Any woman that'll leave you, man. Look, y'all gotta start understanding this. When Myron Gaines got that girl, and he gonna take care of everything, and he talking about she wanted a family. Because to be fair, that's what he said. All right, I would try to play the clips, but got doggone it. They got the damn all this shit. I can't find one on TikTok, but anyway, as it goes. To be fair to him, he just I couldn't do a family right now, and I can get that, but for her to not accept that and be like, okay, maybe in a year or two, hey, look, some kind of compromise. She don't want to take that. She just ghosted out. You ain't got what it take for the kid to keep her there. This young happening live in front of people's face. I'm just calling out to my little group so you can see it. I keep telling y'all high value. It do got to do with money, but it's not all money, and it's mostly not money. That's the thing. And this is showing that. This is showing that, guys. These women leaving these guys, even though they got all this money. And when you see the writing on the wall, you don't ignore it, guys. You don't ignore the writing on the wall. The money ain't keeping up. So I'm gonna roll out of here on that one, y'all. All right. Y'all drop the comments. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this one. Um, get liked, subscribed. Hey, share this joker. That's the currency here, guys. I don't really ask for the doggone tips and all the other good junk, so I do ask for the likes and the shares. And you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna go ahead and get subscribed, do that too. But in general advice for the day, if you don't made it this far, look, you can't follow everybody just because they're saying the right thing. Okay. A broke clock right twice in a day, y'all. Twice. So if you're gonna put that clock on your wall, you might want to make sure it ain't broke first on that one. And on the second note, hey, look, got a trend here going, guys. I don't know why a man would get rich and then want to get married because it seems like the quickest way to get broke these days, but they doing it. But this is also another reason why I'm saying that the man's friend, the red pill and all that shit ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work because you got guys that still doing the same dumb shit, like get $1 million contracts and marry these chicks and then get fleeced like this dude doing with the Tyree Hill thing where these got done talking about. Yeah, again took for doggone $1 million or so like that in 17 months. Ain't no telling how much money the dude was spending on her while she was with him. He probably spent more than that. Now a lot of women will be like, "God don't need to be thinking about that because they ain't got no money." It works the same way with the money that you got in your pocket. Your bills may not be as big. The things you buying and doing might not be as big as what they doing. But it works the same way you spending your shit. And at the end you might wind up broke. And then she gonna take whatever else she can from you too. Just the difference between you and them is that when they get hit hard, they probably not gonna go, I kind of broke. You know, like they might go from, oh, I can't have filet mignon no more. I just gotta eat regular steak. Okay. And when we go broke, we go from steak to hey nigga, I eat ramen noodles tonight. I gotta put some spam in this joker. If I want some meat in this bitch, I gotta chop some spam. But see that's a little bit different, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all feel what I'm saying on that one? You know what I'm saying? There's a whole different type of broke, but it's still broke the same, and it's still broke for the same wrong reason. Because you gave your junk to a woman. It don't matter if you was rich when you did it. It don't matter if you was poor when you did it. You was giving and giving and giving to a female, and then you wound up broke and she left you. And that's always gonna be the wrong reason. It's always gonna be the wrong reason. I want to tell guys on the way out the door, don't become one of these rich simps. If you get money, quit paying a woman to be around you. Did you pay her when you was broke? Anybody that done listen this long, I want you at least either drop a comment or leave a message on the video later on if you can't right now. Did you pay a broad when you was broke? Why you gonna pay it when you was rich? Is there any sense in that? Because it ain't. Because if you can get this thing when you ain't got nothing in your pockets and barely a little bit something to eat, why you can't have it when you're rich for nothing? I hope to get some answers from that. Because I mean, like, I just think people don't see it that way. But it is that way. If she can't be with you when you ain't got it, she don't deserve to be with you when you do got it. Because I'm telling you right now, they feel the same way. They feel the same way, you know? And they math don't even math like ours. If something costs $5,000 and you pay $4,995 of it and she put in five, it's like she paid the whole thing, guys. Y'all understand, man. Y'all gotta start understanding. Especially with the 50-50 thing. I talked about it a couple of times too. But the math don't math the same. To her, if she paying half on the bills of 50-50, it's like she doing the whole thing, guys. We're gonna talk about that in another video. I'm finna get out of here on this one, y'all. Hey, thank y'all for joining me today. Anybody that did, y'all drop the comments. Let me know what y'all think about the video. Y'all know I always respond to the comments. Y'all get liked, subscribe, shared. Hey, look, we don't ask for money on this channel, but we do ask for the likes, the subscribes, the shares. That's the currency here. So if y'all like the content, y'all think it's good stuff, drop the comments, let us know. Let us know what y'all think we could do better. You know what I'm saying? We'll take that too. But we're finna be out of here on this one, y'all. This touchdown, this ain't Go Hard to Go Home channel. And that was today's lesson. Hey, y'all, just don't forget, on the way out the door, here we go, because I might be rambling about it. I ain't going to try to keep going, but I might. Look, it don't matter how much money you get, guys. You don't pay a woman to be with you. You got to find a woman that wants to hang out with you because that's what she wants to do. And then it's okay to spend on her. It's okay for her to come. I'm tired of like these mega simps, these rich mega simps. Pay, 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 pay. We all went to kindergarten, y'all, and we all sat in a little circle. And we all learned right there that you gotta pay to be somebody's friend. That ain't what you wanted to do. Shot to the dome. And what you wanted to do. So y'all remember that one. If you wanted to stay, best thing you probably do probably be not to marry, because we are seeing what happened with the last two things I showed y'all today. Or at least to make sure that she understands that she ain't coming there for money. And you know she ain't coming there for money. Because she coming there for money, she is leaving. That's why I showed y'all the mind games guy early in this show. All that money, woman still left. Women don't usually leave a good money situation, guys. But if you ain't got no personality and they ain't getting nothing out of it, they'll leave. It's been proven. I proved it several times tonight, several. But y'all drop them comments and let me know what y'all think. Mentors down to y'all. This that Go Hard to Go Home channel. And I'm out of here on this one, y'all. Peace.